Hello everyone, it's Pat at Beads and Plenty More, and today I'm going to talk about working with silver and gold tiger wire instead of the regular tiger wire that we cover up. So if you work with the silver and gold, you might want to use it as part of the design. And so I use this rich brown colored pearl beads, and then the gold wire shows as the design it works into it. So I'm going to do a little bit of the necklace to show you how the pattern works, but I'm going to concentrate on the earring because it's a little bit different way that I did the earring. Okay, so we'll set our sample aside here, and I'll just bring in the one end of the toggle clasp and a piece of tiger wire. Now I'm going to put the center of the tiger wire onto the clasp here. So I divide the tiger wire in half. When you're deciding how much tiger wire, you want to allow a bit more than just the length, because the weaving in and out does take up a little bit more wire. And it'll probably depend a bit on what style of weave that you do as to what amount of extra wire you'll need. So allow yourself enough so that you don't get down to the other end and find you're short. And you can always use the leftovers for the earring, which is a good way to use up your leftovers. Oh, I got a bit of a curl on my tiger wire. Always a problem with tiger wire. If you use it and pull it through, it will curl. So I set this up ahead and then pulled it back, so it's put it into a bit of a curl. Always works best when it first comes off the roll. Okay, so I put 2 crimp beads on, and you could use a wire guardian on here too if you'd like to use them. I didn't use it this particular time, but it is a good idea. Okay, so we'll set those 2 and leave a little bit of a gap there so that you've got a bit of wiggle room. We'll take the chain nose pliers and go in and squish those 2 together. Always try and squish your 2 crimp beads together so that you have a nice flat and it's not zigzag. Okay, so I start out with one of these little gold beads and put that through both of the tiger wires so that brings it into the crimp beads nicely. There we go. Let's bring that right up tight like that. And then on the pattern that I've got here, I then went to the big bead of the 2 sizes. I've got an 8mm and a 6mm that I'm working with. So we'll put the tiger wire through both of them, go through the hole. You could start with the small one. Actually, on this pattern, I want to start with the big one because the big one is going to be my joining one. So I put both wires through there. Bring that up. Then we go ahead and separate the 2 wires. And I put one of the 6mm on each side of the wire. And this is where you get the tiger wire showing. So put those 2 like that, and so then they sit so that one is above the other, and you get a bit of tiger wire showing on each side. And then we're going to go with a double into the big bead again, the 8mm. So then that gives you the idea of how the tiger wire sits on either side, like that. And then continue with a little gold bead and follow this pattern all the way through. So I'm going to stop now on the necklace. This is the pattern for the necklace, and go on to show you how I did the earring. Oh, and I also wanted to talk about the silver wire a little bit. The silver wire, I I think that the white pearls, the size 8 and 6 white pearls would look really, really nice done up with the silver wire. Be very, very dressy looking. So that's another idea if you're going to use silver wire. So I've cut a piece about 6 inches long of my gold tiger wire, and I'm going to start this pattern with one of the little gold beads at the bottom. I'll bring this earring down so I can show you what the finished earring looks like. I centered that bead at the bottom of my tiger wire, and then I brought both pieces through one of the larger beads that's 8 millimeter. Sometimes it's easier to put one through and then the other. I'm going to trade that one for another one and see if we can't get one that threads a little easier. Sometimes threading isn't the easiest. Okay, that one went much better. So we'll draw that one down to the very bottom like that. Then we're going to separate out and put one of the 6 millimeters on each side. Again, this is so that I get the gold wire to show a little bit. On an earring, you don't have a lot of space. Oh, I lost my short wires. It's easy to lose your beads. Okay, there we go. So we've got this look with the alternating wires, which is where I'm at here. And then I need another one of the gold beads to go on the next. And then I finished off the top with one of the, no, I didn't use a gold bead. I used something special I'm going to show you. So we're going to go through the gold bead with both beads. Pardon me, both wires. There we go. And then both wires are going to go through one of the small 6 millimeter beads. So that's how I set it up. Now, the piece I used on the top is one of these earring, or the culottes, or bead tips. And it's got a little cup and then a circle. So the cup is going to go over top of a crimp bead that I'm going to hold these two wires together. So again, just like ending or starting the necklace, we're going to put a crimp bead on here. In this case, with the lightness of an earring, I'm only going to use one crimp bead. Don't really need two. Get my two wires through there. There we go. So bring that down. Nice, and don't want to snug it up too much or else it'll make the beads jump. Sometimes I find if I set it down flat, and I can get the right look, and I want to tighten that one at the bottom there a little bit. I want this bead to sit on the bottom round. I don't want it to sit off to one side. There we go. Much better. So slide the whole unit down again. Keep it sort of straight. That crimp bead. I'm going to go in and give that crimp bead a squeeze. And then these excess wires are going to get cut off. I don't need them. And I'm going to use one of these little side bead tips to go in here. Actually, I'm going to cut that even a bit shorter to get rid of those tails. I don't want them sticking out into my earring hook. So these little crimps go onto the side like that. You can also use a bit of glue in these to make them a little bit more secure. Close it up like that. And I don't have it sitting straight, so we'll just adjust it a bit. Just closes up over top of the crimp bead like that. Now that has a closed circle, so we need to use a earring finding, like a shepherd hook that has an opening piece. So there we go, open the little hook and close it back. Whoops. So then we have matching earrings to go with our necklace. The little bead tips do work very well for this type of earring. And again, here's the necklace. I made this one fairly long, but you can make it any length that suits you. And I hope you enjoy working with colored tiger wire. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.